Would you like to take great care of your lawnmower and all at the same time save a bunch of money? Well, if that interests you, be sure and watch this video. I'll show you how. Well, hey guys, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today is all about just taking good care of your mower. Whether you have a zero turn like I do or just a regular mower. In today's world, these things are so expensive. You really need to make the effort to do the routine maintenance, and that can get expensive if you take it into a shop. Just hourly rates for doing this type of work has just gotten up so much, and this is a job. It's easy. Most anybody can do this. It doesn't take long. It's not really expensive. I have a lot of acreage that I keep mowed, and so for me, I put hundreds and hundreds of hours on my zero turn each year, and so I usually end up doing two services. I'll do a full service in the spring where I do plugs, filters, oil change, greasing, and then halfway through the season, which is what I'm in now, I will just do an oil change and another greasing while I've got it in to do this. So guys, let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. So you know me, let's get busy. Guys, be sure and stick around to the end. I've got a great simple tech tip to share with you. Doesn't matter which brand name lawnmower you have, or another way we say it is don't matter what color it is, and it doesn't matter if it's a big tractor or even down to the smallest of push mowers. This tech tip will help make your lawnmower last way longer. So be sure and stick to the end. All right, so the first thing you want to do before you start your oil change is you want to run your mower. You want to get some heat in the engine, get some heat in the oil. This will do a couple of things for you. The first thing is as it's heating the oil and agitates all that inside, it will pull any residue that's on the walls of the inside of the engine where the dirt residue can kind of hold itself. It'll pull all that off and suspend it in the oil while it's hot. And also, as the oil gets hot, it'll thin down a little bit and it makes it drain faster. So you do that first. I've already ran mine and the heat's in the engine, so now we are ready to start the drain. And on this one, I have a John Deere Z950. And John Deere really did their homework on this. It's really nice. First of all, you want to get your drain pan and you want to put it underneath. Over here on the right hand side is your drain. It takes a number 10 wrench, and you can see they have the hole here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit better and show you. So it's really nice. All you do is loosen this with the 10, which I've already done, and then you just start turning and the oil will start coming out. And so we will let that do its draining. And another thing that kind of helps make it go a little faster is if you go ahead and pop the fill off the top, that lets it get a little bit of air, and it will also let it drain a little faster. Well guys, while we're waiting on the oil to change, I wanted to do a big shout out to all of the first time viewers. If you are new to my channel, this is your first time checking it out, man, hello and welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Real quick, our channel is all about knocking out projects just one by one. I always learn things as I go, and I like to share that information with you. So guys, I hope and pray you'll consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Also, be sure to hit that notifier, because I try to do a couple of videos a week, and I don't want you guys to miss out on the journey with Project Next One. So thanks so much, and keep on tuning in. All right, we're going to take advantage and do a little multitasking here. While the oil is draining, we'll use this time while we're waiting for that to run down, and we're going to go ahead and grease the system. Now, one of the main things you want to do is grease the spindles for your belt drive for your mower deck. On mine, it has 3 blades, and one is on each side, but there's also one in the middle, and so I need to pull this up. Now, on a lot of mower decks, they are secured with a bolt. If they are, you just take a socket and pull those out. Mine, it just sits in, and so I will just grab this and pull it out. Alright, so just go down here, put 4 or 5 squirts in. There's another one here on the center blade, and then this one out here on the side. Okay, two other places that I always make sure I grease as well is the spindles where, the casters rather, where the wheel pivots. And there are not any on the wheels. All right. And that's everything for all the grease fittings. And then I like to go ahead and do one other thing. This whole mechanism here is all the mechanism that works for adjusting your height up and down. This mower has a design to where if you push your foot on the foot pedal, take the weight off of it, you can rotate and you can change this by 1/4 of an inch height on the fly as you're mowing. And I do that quite regular. So anyway, I like to just spray this down just to keep all this working nice. Because like I said, I am always adjusting this. And the reason that I do is I'm still, even though I'm working on getting my yard with all fescue, that is still a work in progress. And so for me, I still got, especially this time of year, a lot of the old weed type grass that comes up in July and August. And so I have got some areas that are thick. And so to keep the yard from just throwing out all that crabgrass, all that mess, I'll go up a couple of clicks on the height, and that really helps take it and make it not as big a mess as I'm mowing. And then also you can hit these and hit your brake, and it just makes all this work nice and free. So now we'll get back to the oil change, and the next thing we need to do is we'll go ahead and pull the oil filter. All right guys, so right up above where the drain hole is the filter on the side of the engine. I usually do hand tight, but as it gets the run time on it, it'll usually vibrate a little bit tighter. So it usually takes this just to break it loose, which it's not no big deal. And so you just do a couple of turns to get that worked loose, and then you just spin it off. Now this, you're gonna have a little bit of oil mess, can't be helped, but if you spin it off as quick as you can, then turn it up, you'll be fine. All right, so these are the products that John Deere recommends to use in the Z950. I just went by, I told them I have a Z950M with a 72-inch deck, which that don't matter for the oil change, but they pulled the right stuff for me to use. I use their Turf Guard oil, but the one thing I wanted to tell you guys about is this is new and a change. Right now, with all of the part shortages and every issue and problem we got where there's no inventory anywhere, this is what they're having to substitute, and I'm gonna be using a different kind of filter this time. You know, John Deere's obviously researched it. They know this works okay, and I'm doing what they recommend, and this is all that's available right now. So this is a little different in the change for me, but you know, I'm gonna trust what they say use. So anyway, just want to make a note of that about the filter. Okay, so again, this is the new filter, and it's obviously, it's basically the same size as the old. It's just a totally different brand name and a different part number. And then before you put this on, you want to make sure you dip your finger in the old oil, spin around, just put a little light film on the oil ring, or I'm sorry, on the rubber gasket ring. Alright, so once we get that ready, everything's all wiped and cleaned up. Yeah, I've dripped a little bit more. Let me do another quick wipe here. Alright, and now we are ready to spin this on. And again, you only need to go hand tight. Alright, so once that's there, we'll now just go ahead and run this back in. And then again, this takes a number 10. And then we just go ahead and secure this up. Now this is plastic, so you don't have to get it real tight. That's plenty tight. Alright, and now we're ready to put the oil in. Okay, so after you put the oil in, you want to do a short run, let the oil work into the freshly changed oil filter, and then shut down and check your oil. Okay, I put 1.5 quarts in because I couldn't remember if it took all full for 2, and it does. I'm still showing a little bit low, so I'm going to add the rest of that other quart. And now we're up to the full mark, so we are great to go. Okay guys, I wanted to share that tech tip with you. It's a very simple thing, but man, it is so important and it makes the biggest difference. So one of the things you can do is it just takes an extra 30 seconds to a minute. And if you have, even if you don't have a leaf blower and it's just a broom, that's better than nothing. But especially, man, if you've got an electric leaf blower that you can just grab real quick, when you're done, if you will take the time to blow off everything around your mower, especially down on the mowing deck and especially around the spindles. There's so many different things that this helps with, and so many things that'll happen. First of all of that dead grass, leaves, stuff gets trapped underneath these covers, and it traps, there's no air in there, it doesn't let this cool, and it makes these spindles run hotter. So first of all, it'll make your bearings have premature failure. The other thing is, besides all the grass hanging here, it'll hang in all the cracks and crevices, it'll pile up underneath the belt, and the one thing that grass does worse than anything else is it holds the moisture. And when these things sit, especially if they're left out in the weather, but even if they're under a shed but they still get the moisture on it, this grass retains all that moisture and it just keeps the steel wet. The first thing you're going to do is the paint's going to flake up and you start getting rust, and the next thing you know, you're going to have cracks and rust hole spots through your deck, and it just makes it age premature. So one of the quickest and easiest things you can do is take a leaf blower, electric blower, whatever, and just blow and keep this thing clean, and it will last. So I mean, I don't know the facts. I don't know if it's twice as long, but I can tell you my mowing deck is over 5 years old. It's got almost 4,500 hours on it, and you can see there's no rust on my deck at all. So it definitely makes a difference, and it definitely works. It's worth your time to do, especially when it doesn't take but just an extra 30 seconds to a minute to do. So anyway, my tech tip, hope that helps. So please be sure and keep all the maintenance up on your equipment. It will definitely make a difference in the long run and hopefully make your equipment last a lifetime. This stuff is expensive enough, and the longer we can make them last, it's just a good thing for us, right? So anyway, guys, remember here at Project Next One, there's always one more. So there'll be more projects coming and more videos coming here soon. I try to post 2 a week, so definitely keep an eye and an ear out. Please be sure to hit the notifier, and just thanks again for stopping by and watching videos, and look forward to seeing you again on another one real soon. So guys, you take care, have a great week upcoming. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.